Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to School of Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 16th of December 2023. Now, as we go over the site today, there is quite a little bit going on around the site just before the Christmas break. So, looking over on the east stand and the Flan Plaza, first thing to mention is the hydraulic tower. So it's now under the final grade 2 listed building inspection. And once this has been passed, it will be handed back over to Everton so they can begin the phase for internal works. I am hoping that they release some information soon regarding what that's actually going to be, what the actual hydraulic tower and the engine room are going to be used for, because this will be something that we can actually look forward to in the future. Now, looking over onto the stadium, so the face of the stadium is looking fairly close to being done. Most of it's black, facade dividers are in place, the glass is mostly installed, and the main entrance, also club shop, is pretty much all there now. All I can see that needs really doing from a glance is the cladding on the roof, as well as the cladding around the barrel trusses, the doors for the front entrance, and pretty much groundwork. Other than that, the east stand is pretty much there regarding that. Now, as we go over to the Fan Plaza itself, it's continuing to make massive progress week to week. A lot of the stones are in place, the rails are outlined for where the actual old train tracks are going to be, and the green space is outlined as well. So we are going to probably see some greenie growing there fairly soon. I would be excited to see that as well. Now, looking at this Fan Plaza alone, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful area itself, and it's going to be a lovely place to, have lunch or even just have a little walk around on a nice day, summer's day, sort of thing. Even when Everton aren't playing, this will be a lovely place to go to. Just having a nice time, just go and enjoy. And this is something I will be very keen to do when it's all ready and open. Now, regarding the whole thing that Everton released regarding when the stadium will be open and used, I will be discussing that when we go around the North Stand, just because that's an area where there isn't too much to talk about. But right now, as we go over to the South Stand, the South Stand has added some external glazing similar to the North Stand that's set across the back of the stadium. This would be an interesting piece for the future, as I can see them adding, some sort of decal or anything like that, whether it be like an Everton crest, like the Everton name, or even like a form of advertising across the back here. For the future, this would be an interesting one to see, because it is a nice, large, almost billboard-esque area that they could use for advertising. And it's one I would be very surprised of them not taking advantage of. Even if it's something that's digitally projected onto the glass itself, it would be very advantageous for the club. And to be a nice little centerpiece as well for the stadium. Now, one thing that you can't really see from here, but it will be something that you will see when we get over to the North Stand, and that is seats have now been getting added to the upper part of the South Stand. And you will see them, as I said, when we go across the North Stand, you will actually see them. They are basically just spanning across like a massive blue wall. And on top of that, you can also see the South Stand screen is in the early stages of its installation. So we will be keeping an eye on that in the near future. But overall, the stadium is making rather nice little bits of progress here, there, and everywhere. As I said, again, very similar to how the East Stand is. So it's pretty much the main things I'm keeping an eye out for right now is progress of the roof. Now, I can see that the roof itself is pretty much all sorted in regards to South Stand. Just little bits on the corners, and it's pretty much the next layer that's going to be going on after this. And again, like I said, and I will say it till my dying breath, the solar panels will probably get put on here very soon as well. But other than that, there's not really too much to talk about. As I said, it is like 90% complete when it comes to like the outside facial features of it. So, as I said, again, black dividers for the facades. Yeah, turnstiles, you can actually see them, so they are full-body turnstiles. The glass itself will be another one we're going to keep an eye on. So, as I said, the the glass externals, there'll be ones to keep a close little eye on. And on top of that, I'm just happy to see the progress getting made right now. We're going to be going over the West Stand soon, and again, the West Stand itself has had a little bit of work done to it. Not too much. Work has slowed down a little bit on there, but that's nothing to be really concerned about at all. It's just, as I said, now they're going into the Christmas break. Some of the contractors probably already have went on to their break, and there might potentially be ones that have been working on the likes of the West Stands and other areas. But overall, the work is ongoing on the West Stand, as they are pushing to get as much work done before the Christmas break. And one that's inside the stadium that you can't see here, but is, I say has been mentioned by Everton. So there has been glass balustrades that have been added to the upper terrace across the entirety of the stadium. So this is going to be spanning west, east, south, and the north stand. And these are pretty much spread across the vomitories as well as the upper terraces. And this does help give that feeling of being on top of the pitch. That is one thing that Everton have emphasised with this, is every single seat in this stadium will give you the feeling that you are pretty much sitting atop of the pitch, and it is a massive intimidation factor in football, having that massive sort of Colosseum effect where everyone is just looking down on you. It is a massive intimidation piece for the away fans, and is a massive motivational piece for the home fans. Well, home players, should I say, sorry. I don't know what is going on with me today. My words are just getting muddled up today. It's typical Luke, isn't it? But yeah, it was really nice to see all these seats as well in place. I did actually mention that I'm curious as to when they're going to start putting the white seats in. I know this has been a little bit of an area of contention across some of the comments. Some people are saying, oh no, they'll never do that. It's just going to be all blue. But we've got this in Goodison Park. It's in the renders. I would expect them to be doing this for the new stadium as well. So you'd have the EFC, the 1878, even maybe the Prince Rupert Tower. That'd be a nice one to see. But yeah, right now as we go across the north stand right now, we are looking, and this is one very quickly to mention. This glass here that you can see on the back, if you ever go around Everton Valley or anywhere where you can actually see the stadium, if you ever get there around sunset time, one thing to note is that glass absolutely shines. You can see the reflection of the sun through the glass from Everton Valley. This is one I have to mention whilst it's on my mind, because it was one that actually did kind of take my breath away, and it was absolutely beautiful. The sun just hits it just right, and it just shines beautifully, and it is one that I think when we are doing our evening games and the lights and everything of Bramley Moor are lit up and the stadium is in full glow, looking at it from afar and up close is going to be something to behold. So I can imagine this being something that's going to tug at the heartstrings of the Evertonians and be the massive piece of envy for a lot of the other fans out there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for like my main talk about the stadium itself. Now to mention what's going on right now. So Everton themselves have actually mentioned that they are going to be moving into the stadium at the very beginning of the 25-26 season. Now, a lot of people have been asking me my thoughts on this, and I've got two sort of thought processes on this. From a process of sentimental, it is nice to think that we're going to give Goodison Park one final full season. But from a logical standpoint, I feel like this is not a great decision, just for the fact that it's going to be a stadium that's going to be sitting empty and unused for 6 to 8 months. So in my personal opinion, I think it would have been a lot smarter for Everton Football Club to have said, okay, we're going to move in when it's done. But on top of that, there is another side of the argument. What you got to take into account is once this stadium is complete, you got to look at sorting out the staff, sorting out season tickets, sorting out ground staff, stewards, policing, all other matter of things when it comes to that. So going from the second it's done into it is a bit jumping the gun, sort of a very jumping the gun of it. And I do think they've thought about all these different factors, and starting it from a single season must give them the best amount of time to get everything sorted out, to get everything smoothed out, so that the transition is as smooth as possible going from stadium to stadium. But yeah, guys, that is me for the day. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your week. This is just before the Burnley game, so up the fucking toffees, come on you Blues. And also, if you want to get early access to these videos, don't forget to become a part of the Cup of Coffee tier. This is on the YouTube page. You do get up to 12 to 24 hours early access. Take care and peace.